Gamers have it tough. They need to make a significant investment in their gaming setup if they want to enjoy the best possible experience. Not only do they need the latest hardware, but they also need the right software and accessories to have a comfortable and enjoyable time. Today, we're going to be highlighting some of the essentials that you need in your gaming setup. First up is a powerful CPU. To play video games, your device needs to be able to run them to begin with. While high-end builds can cost up to thousands of dollars, you can easily build one for a lot cheaper if you know what you're doing. All the new-gen games require CPUs with high processing powers and a dedicated graphics card. So if you want to play anything, your gaming setup will need the presence of a powerful CPU that can run these games with minimal drops in quality. If you want to pursue gaming professionally, then you will definitely be needing a beast of a build that will ensure that you can both stream and play at the highest settings. Most pro players have custom-built CPUs that have more processing power than the rocket that flew the first people to the moon. And that isn't an exaggeration. Your build needs to allow you to compete with fellow gamers, so invest in a good CPU that can level the playing field. Next, you need a good chair. Whether you play on a laptop, a PC, a console, or a mobile phone, if there is one thing you can't compromise on, it's comfort. Don't underestimate the power of a good chair. You're going to be sitting on that thing for hours on end. Having to constantly toss and turn on your seat and get up to stretch your back is the bane of all gamers. Trust us, we're speaking from experience. If you feel like a Victorian-era bricklayer by the end of a gaming session, then you need to get yourself a dedicated gaming chair. Unless you want to end up with a textbook case of bad posture and general back ouchies, you need to get a chair that fits every fold in your body perfectly, allowing you to play without having to worry about slipping a disc in your spine. Your gaming setup is your sanctuary from the hardships of the outside world. The whole point is to be relaxed even while playing the most stressful of games. And now, a display device. Forget image quality. Have you ever heard of the term upload delay? While it may not seem like something major, you'll be surprised to know that it is the leading cause of deaths in your in-game character without you ever even realizing it. But what even is this upload delay? It is the time taken for an image sent by a CPU to end up being displayed on your monitor. Depending on how good your monitor is, this delay can be anywhere from a half a second to even half a millisecond. It is a silent killer that most online players don't even realize is ruining your game. Remember that one time you turned a corner and got instantly headshotted by a guy from across the map? What you considered hacking or aimbotting was most likely caused by your own screen. From your perspective, you just crossed a corner and got. But for the other player, you had already turned that corner half a second ago, giving them enough time to aim and pull the trigger before you even realized what had happened. If you've got the bucks to spare, invest in a good monitor. You'll be thanking us later. You can't forget a sound system. Whether you use speakers or a headset, sound is one of the most essential components of a good gaming experience. The auditory part of a video game is just as important as its visuals. It doesn't matter if you're playing a fast-paced action shooter or a relaxing simulator, the game's soundtrack and sound effects will always add to its immersion. If you're an online gamer, this should be even more important to you, as being able to hear where your teammate or enemies are and communicating with your team all depends on how good you are receiving the sound from the game. On the other hand, a relaxing soundtrack could end up sounding like a scratched record if you're listening to it through a dollar store headset. You must be deep in the trenches if you're buying one of those, but still, audio is the key to an immersive gameplay. From surround sound systems to noise-canceling headsets, the choices are limitless. If you want to enter the world of the game, you'll need to fully immerse yourself in all of its components, including audio. You will also need an input device. Everyone knows that to play a game, you'll need either a controller or a mouse and a keyboard. While this may sound like common sense, most gamers don't realize the importance of buying good hardware. The keyboard controls virtually every function in your game. From gameplay to communication, your keyboard will determine all. As such, while buying a keyboard, you must keep in mind the responsiveness and sound. Clacking keys may make for good ASMR, but it gets pretty annoying while gaming. Similarly, a gaming mouse isn't just an expensive mouse with LED lights in it. Most come with customizable buttons, which you can attach different functions to. Need to switch weapons, reload, or zoom in and out? You can do all that without having to lift your fingers off the WASD movement keys with the use of a good mouse. Controllers are as standard as it gets, right? Each button has a defined function and can be adjusted according to your playstyle. You'd be surprised to know, however, that just like gaming mice and keyboards, controllers also come in gaming variants, with extra buttons and paddles for a more dynamic experience. Whatever you play with, keep in mind that you'll be using these until the day they either break or stop working. Therefore, make sure you buy something that you'll be comfortable using. And now, let's talk lighting. LED, RGB, OLED, you know the drill. It's something you need in order to complete the whole package. Lighting sets the mood while gaming, and to be fully invested, you'll be needing the appropriate setup. While this is more important for online streamers who need to have eye-catching builds to attract audiences, casual gamers can also benefit from having a proper lighting system. Lighting affects even the type of game you play. For example, if you're playing a horror game, you'd want to have dimmer lights to enjoy the full experience. Or if you're a wuss like us, you'll need all the lights on if you want to get past the main menu. If the only light in your gaming setup comes from the monitor screen, it can also cause your eyes to get strained, so external lighting is very important to have. Up next is cable management. Two words that instill fear in the hearts of every gamer. It's something that everyone wants, but nobody wants to do. However, just a couple of hours of investment and a few lost brain cells will save you a lot of frustration in the future. Everything is connected to something. Your CPU is connected to the outlet, your monitor is connected to the CPU, your LAN cable is connected to an internet modem, and it goes on and on. There is a massive interweb of wires that runs behind all of your devices, and being able to separate one wire from another is extremely important for anyone who wants to play video games. We get it, it's a lot of work, but you'll be thanking yourself a couple months down the line when you won't have to dig through a maze of wiring to find the cable you want. And finally, a stable internet connection. This doesn't even need to be mentioned, but if the number of players that we've seen lag in online lobbies is anything to go by, it would be good to remind everyone about the importance of a fast, stable internet connection. In order to have a good experience playing online games, you'll need to ensure that there is no lagging or network issues that would interrupt your sessions. There's no greater pain for any gamer to die due to lag or to get disconnected from your game just as your team is about to secure the win. If you don't want any of that to happen to you, make sure you have a good enough internet service to support your gaming sessions. Having a good internet connection isn't only important for playing games, but also for downloading them. The better your internet, the less you'll have to wait for your game to finish downloading before you can finally get to play it. A connection more stable than most relationships will do you wonders. We can't stress just how essential it is if you want to have a good time gaming. That's a wrap for this video. Do you know of any other essentials that we need to have in your gaming setups? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.